Hi guys, welcome to Arius Sewz again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this puff sleeve. The first thing I did was to mark a straight line on the piece of paper I was using, which serves as my start line. Then I marked the length of the sleeve and ruled that. So for how wide or how puffy the sleeve is going to be, it depends on how big you want it to be. So for example, this one, I didn't want it to be too big. I just wanted it to be moderate. So I marked 6 inches from the center front of the sleeve, just like so. After marking that, I marked it all the way and then I rolled it down. So now all my other measurements are going to start from this new line. You can make it 10 inches or as you want. So from that line, I marked the round sleeve divided by 2 plus 2 inches. And for the base, I also marked the same thing. And I drew a straight line to connect the 2 points. Then the next thing I did was to mark the depth of armhole, which is for this person is 4.5 inches. And I connected that to the new start line, just like a slanted line, like so. So after connecting that, I measured what I had for the slanted line and divided that into 4. So what I got, I marked it like in 3 places on the slanted line. If you want a detailed tutorial on how to draft like a basic sleeve, just put it in the comments and I'll be sure to do that. So on the same note, I would also like to thank you for the growing community. Thank you for over 1,000 subscribers. I hope you continue to learn from these videos. So back to the video. On the first line, I marked 0.7 up, and on the last line, I marked 0.2 inches down. So just like so, and then I'm going to connect the 3 dots. I'm going to connect this, make sure that it passes through the one at the center, and then that goes all the way to meet the 0.7, just like so. So yes, I have the perfect curve for the sleeve, and then that's basically it for the cutting. All I have to do now is to cut it out, and the first 6 inches that was measured is going to give us the gathers or the pleats that is going to form the puff part of this sleeve. So I just went ahead to cut this out, and I'm going to use that to cut out the fabric that I'm going to use. This can be cut directly on your fabric, but because of the tutorial, I'm cutting it on the paper first so that you see it clearly. Okay, so now I've cut it out on the fabric I'm using. This is a Mikado fabric, and this is what it looks like after cutting it out. Next thing I did was to cut out elastic strips. This was about 10 inches. So you can cut out your round sleeve divided by 2 plus maybe like 2 inches or so, just so that it's not too tight. So yeah, that's what I did here. And then the next thing is I just looked at the inspiration to see how close the elastic was to the base of the sleeve, and so I just determined that and marked like where I wanted the elastic to be on this sleeve. So I just marked the straight line all across the sleeve and went ahead to attach the elastic. So while attaching the elastic has to be dragged, it has to be pulled, so to give us that gathered effect. So here's what it looked like after I'd already gone ahead to sew down the elastic. The next thing now is to close up the sides of the sleeve, just like so. So I did a French seam there, and after closing it up, this is what it also looked like. So after turning it in, I went ahead to sew the base of the sleeve, just the normal double turning. So yes, when that was done, I brought the main bodies, and this is how to fix the sleeve to the main bodies. just watch carefully and it's very easy to understand. So the first thing I did was to match the armhole to the armhole. That's the joining of the armhole on the main bodice and the joining of the armhole on the sleeve. I matched the two together. Please note that the center front of the sleeve was notched already. So when I matched that, I just measured 4 inches from the armhole part, that the joining, that place where I pinned down. I just marked 4 inches and pinned the 4 inches down, so that part is going to be smooth. It's not going to have any gathers or any pleats. I also repeated the same thing on the other side of the sleeve, so the 2 sides, that's the front and the back, for 4 inches. So after doing that, I went ahead to pin the notched center front of the sleeve to the shoulder joining as well. Then I started pleating the excess. So the space between that 4 inches from the armhole and to this center front, I'm just going to pleat the excess of the sleeve into that space. So you can make your pleats big, you can make them small, you can make gathers if you want. You can, just be creative with these parts. Just make sure that your pleats follow the same side. If they are facing left, let it all face left. If it's facing right, let it all face right. So we're just doing knife pleats. You can even do inverted pleats, which is kissing pleats. You can do any type of pleats you want, depends on what you're trying to create. And also, if you want a detailed tutorial on pleats, on types of pleats and how to achieve them, how to calculate for them, you can also drop that in the comments and I'll be sure to create a tutorial for that. So yes, after pinning this, after pleating and pinning, then you just take it to the sewing machine, and that's what I did. And I just went ahead to sew it down and it came out so beautiful. If you watched up to this point, I want to say thank you for sticking by, and I hope you found value in this video. I hope you found it very useful, and I hope you recreate yours and let me know when you do. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking by. Please don't forget to subscribe, to support, like and share this video, and that's the only way I can grow, to bring you more tutorials that are very, very practical and useful. God bless you. Here's what it looks like when I was done. So bye, see you in the next one.